So today, didn't get a whole lot of sleep, and my sleep cycle is completely off. I'm starting on day shift, starting Monday, coming off of nights. Right now I'm doing 2 weeks nights, 2 weeks days. This is because it makes it easier for my wife, because of her schedule is a little bit erratic, and me having a set schedule makes it a little easier to plan things out. But because when I go from days to nights, my sleep schedule kind of gets a little messed up. It's a little bit better sometimes, but generally because I don't sleep. One of the symptoms of bipolar type 2, very little sleep. I went to sleep around, I was trying to go to sleep last night, or early this morning, at like 5, but ended up staying up till like 9, just doing random stuff, really. I wanted to go to sleep, but then I found myself trying to stay awake, fighting to stay awake. I'm not sure why. There's times where I just don't want to sleep. The thought of being unconscious is unbearable. It's like I'm gonna miss out on something, I don't know. And I want to be awake. I feel like there's more I have to do. So I ended up going to sleep around 9:30 a.m. and then ended up waking up at 4 p.m. And my wife Allie told me that she tried waking me up, which is what I wanted her to do, but I told her that I wanted a few more hours of sleep. I don't even remember that. Not at all. So yeah, that's the thing. Now here I am, it's now 5:19 again, and I'm wide awake. If I lay down in my bed right now, I would stare at the ceiling. Which bothers me a lot, because there are times that I hallucinate. I've been told that's auditory hallucinations can happen when you have bipolar. Like, some people experience delusions of grandeur, other people experience hallucinations. The difference being that a delusion is a hallucination which addresses you directly. For example, if I were to, or you, whoever, was to hear a voice or perceive somebody who is talking or looking directly at you, that's a delusion. But if you were to see, the Cheshire Cat just sitting on a branch, just doing la-di-da, that's a hallucination, because it's not looking at you. It's not interacting with you in any way. Delusion of grandeur is when you have a delusion in which it's on a grandiose scale. For example, in the movie of A Beautiful Mind with Russell Crowe, I believe, he was having delusions of grandeur where he believed that he was a code breaker for the government. Alright, that's an example. Another one is if I was to believe that I was having visions sent from God, or aliens were coming down and putting thoughts in my head. Just a larger than life delusion, which is so absurdly unreal that it's just on a whole nother level. But that's not me, thank God. With me, I have auditory hallucinations, as I said. It sounds like, sometimes it sounds like music. Sometimes it sounds like people chatting on the radio, just out of earshot. I can't even make out what they're saying. It's disturbing. It's distracting at times. A lot of times I try to listen to music or I try to do something else so I can't hear it. I try sleeping with a fan on, but I found that that makes it actually worse. Like, I can hear the music or whatever, the auditory hallucination, I can hear it clearer. Alright, which is why sometimes I prefer not to sleep with a fan on. However, my wife Hallie likes to sleep with a fan on. She can't sleep without it. So, yeah. It's quite unnerving when you're trying to sleep and you have your ear pressed into the pillow and then you start hearing something and you know you hear it, it's there, you know, like beyond a shadow of a doubt you can hear it, but you're not hearing it with the ear that's uncovered, you're hearing it with the ear that is covered. That's what I was hearing, and for the longest time I thought it was going crazy. I didn't understand what was going on. Obviously now there's a lot more context, being bipolar. So my normal routine at these points, just spend time on the internet or play video games. Right now I am on, let's see if I can call it up here. Yeah, right now I'm trying to get some, oh wait, no, that's the wrong monitor, sorry. I'm trying to get install some mods for Fallout 4 at the Nexus mod manager right there. I don't even know if I'm going to play it right now, to be honest. I'm just doing something to pass the time. I've tried drawing and whatnot. Currently my mood is neutral, so I don't know. That might be, probably is because of the meds I'm taking. Right now I'm taking new meds. Can't even remember what they're called. It's like the third best or second best next to Lithium. I was experiencing some of the side effects. Nothing too bad. I was told that they'll even out eventually as my body adjusts. I'm on the lowest dose, which is 750 milligrams, which is higher than I would think, because I was on an antidepressant called Wellbutrin before, and it was 450 milligrams, which that is a lot for a antidepressant. Most people only take 150, which is pretty big dose. So taking 450 was like a stupid high dose. And I was taking Topamax as I think that's like an anti-seizure medication or something, I'm not sure, but I'm taking that for my migraines that I get and whatnot, so I don't get migraines, but it functions as it kind of it has been known to treat bipolar symptoms, but I mean it's like on the low end tier. It had worked, those two medications had worked for the longest time, but now it appears as though my bipolar symptoms are getting much worse as of late. My body's most likely adjusted to those medications now, and they don't have the same kick. Going higher than 450 milligrams on Wellbutrin is probably not good for my liver or kidneys, whichever filters it out. So that's why I'm on something new. When I initially was put on it, it kind of depressed me because I started thinking about when I got put on Lithium and how that made me feel. With Lithium, I can't take it because I was experiencing some of the more severe side effects. Like I had one of the lower dosages of it to start, and I was completely drowned out. Like I didn't feel anything, like nothing. It was as if having a wall in front of your emotions, and like your emotions were pressed up against it, like a lake. Just, and this wall was holding it back, and nothing would pass it. So you couldn't feel anything. I couldn't feel anything. Totally not even zombified. Like I knew how I was supposed to react. I was completely aware of how I was supposed to feel at any given time, whether this is a situation I'm supposed to be upset, angry, depressed, concerned, and I knew what to say in those instances, but I couldn't bring myself to display any emotion. It just did not compute at all. And when the meds wore off, when the lithium wore off, just everything kept flooding in. Just an unbelievable sea of emotion, like all of the rage, the mania, the depression, all at once, like it seemed. And it was overwhelming at times, but the depression always set in really hard because I knew that I would eventually have to go back on it again, I couldn't handle it. It was like, if there's any gamers out there watching this, it was like I was being made tranquil from the game Dragon Age. Being forced to become tranquil, have all emotions ripped out of you, and then put back in, and then told, yeah, we're gonna pull them back out, and then put them back in and pull them back out. So now, like, it's a search to find whatever works for me for however long it's going to work. And every time I get to this point where the doctors are like, all right, we're going to try this, we're going to try that. It's just, I feel like it's all bullshit. They don't know what the fuck they're doing, is what I feel. Because everyone's different, so it's all hit or miss. We'll try this and see what happens, is what is the gist of it. This supposedly works. It's supposed to do this, but we actually don't know what it'll actually do to you. Oh yeah, here's a big fucking list of things that could happen. There's like 4 or 5 really bad shit that might happen, and they will permanently fuck you over. And there's a whole list, laundry list of other things that might happen that are just gonna make your life miserable, or might have the complete opposite effect. But you're gonna have to take it anyway, because you won't be able to function without it. Try it, and then if that doesn't work, let's go to the next one, and then it's gonna be the same thing. Even now, kind of stresses me out, but the new meds that I'm on seem to be stabilizing my mood, because ordinarily I'd be really upset at this point, but I can feel myself being pragmatic about it. So hopefully it works out. But anyway, gonna end the journal here for part 2 of Journey of a Gemini, whatever this is. And let's see if my installed mods actually work and they don't destabilize my my client. And hopefully I actually get some sleep tonight.